Hey, what's up everyone? How you doing? Today I'm going to give you a bit of a walking tour with a little bit of talking around a normal Taipei City neighborhood. More specifically, Guting. Now, Guting is an area I used to live in for many years. My son still lives in this area, so I frequent it quite often, and it's quite central in Taipei. It's not seen as cool and fashionable as Da'an or Xinyi, but Guting is a really good area. For one, you're not too far away from one of the universities. You're not too far away from a really nice area, Tai Power building. You're not too far away from CKS Memorial, as you can see on the map, and Gongguan, which is the famous student area as well. Now, here in Guting, the MRT, which I'm showing you now, the MRT map, it basically links to many of the main lines, and you can get to everywhere on the MRT map in Taipei really fast, like I said, because you are quite central. So I'm just going to take you a look around at some of the neighborhoods, some of the housing, just so you can see with your own eyes the kind of vibe. So if you're not here and you're thinking about coming here, you can just get a general feeling of the safety of what's going on around and the amenities as well. As you can see, behind me is the park and like a mini temple. Now I'm going to head down this way to some older housing areas in the streets. It's a bit quieter, and here from the park are the MRT stations and a lot more of the shops and the restaurants, which I'll take you down afterwards. So let's head down this way and we can take a look what's going on. In front of us now we've got the little coffee shop, which is a few years old. Now above the coffee shop here are some apartments. Now it's an older building, elevator building, but obviously it's quite close to the MRT, so it's going to be more pricier than not, depending on your budget. So just walking past the little coffee shop now. Now this area it's allowed by the main roads because you got some big main roads going through. There's a hairdresser's or a barber's, but there are so many side streets with little sub neighborhoods, which are really peaceful once you move away from the main road. So all along here is really accessible for people walking, cycling, push chairs. This complex here, it's not a super new building, but they do have facilities such as an indoor swimming pool. They have all the reception, so it's kind of a community maintained apartment community. Great location as well. Across the way, so just looking down the street, that's where the park was. Across on the other side, you got plenty of like breakfast shops. There's a supermarket, which we'll see when I cross over later on, and there's a toy shop on the corner. I used to go there when my little boy was a bit smaller. My little boy is a big boy now. And look, just everything's just really pleasant, controlled. There's no mayhem. It doesn't feel like it's underdeveloped and you're going to get smashed by traffic, although traffic can be a bit dangerous in Taipei for sure. But you just get that kind of semi-modern, developed feeling. It's not like the Wild West, like in some countries. Now, having a look over here, there are some older buildings, which I'll show you some more later on as well. So you can get the older buildings if you're not too fussy about having an elevator and you don't mind walking upstairs. I'm crossing over the road now. That's a newer building. They've got water fountains outside, quite nice, but it's on its own, so you get good natural sunlight. We've just crossed over the road now, and we're just heading in a little bit deeper into the neighborhood, a little bit further away from the MRT, the metro exits or the metro stations, but not super far away. You're looking at like 8 to 10 minute walk, depending how fast you walk. So it all links together. Now, this is an older building, but it's an elevator building, and it's in a really good location, so that would be cheaper than like a brand new building for sure. Now this is funny, you're going to see some kind of random electric object shops where they fix them up. You can buy them second hand, as good as new, most of them. Now down these streets, you normally got that was my friend. I've known him for probably 10 years. He's got a car washing company. So yeah, down these streets there's like little quirky eateries, restaurants. Oh, I say restaurants, but you know, like brunch places and whatnot. And some street stalls if you come out at the weekend. Here's a police station if needed. Now throughout neighbourhoods there are kind of regular police stations scattered around. Now when you're off the main road areas, the stations are a little bit smaller. So this is quite a small precinct. They were some of the older buildings. So when you see buildings of only around 3 floors, obviously there's not going to be an elevator with them. You get an elevator after 5 floors if the building is taller. So I'm just walking past the police station now. And this is a new building in front of me. It's called Taipei Amazing. Now underneath here, they've got a Japanese restaurant stroke bar. This one here is probably not open. No, it's not open. I used to frequent there before COVID. Across the road there's 7-Eleven. There's a dumpling shop, which is that yellow and red restaurant place, Ba Fong Dumpling. That's the chain. 7-Elevens everywhere. Then you've got Family Mart straight across there. You're never short of breakfast shops, brunch shops, dumpling shops, places where you can just go and get a quick bit of pork rice, chicken rice, pork rice shops, all the way down the streets. More buildings, more apartments. Here's a breakfast shop here, instant burger. You can get all the breakfast and brunch stuff there as well. There's always 7-Eleven and Family Marts around everywhere. So I've just took a turn now, a left turn. You can see some older buildings. Again, they're going to be more affordable rent. This is a new building, pretty new. I'll say the last 6 years, because my son lives there. I know how much it costs, and it's not very cheap at all. There's another newer building, a standalone one, good natural sunlight. That will be a fair amount. Just guessing, if you wanted to rent there, if it was just a studio, no bedroom, you're probably looking from 26,000 up to around 30,000, maybe even more. Definitely if you've got a bedroom, it's going to be 32 or 35,000 NT a month. Continue along here. Now normally in the evening you can see all the eateries what are open. I'm kind of in the middle, the mid-afternoon, just before evening time, around the 3:30, 4 o'clock time, so everything's just waiting to open up again. But on the opposite side of the road, you've got street stalls will open up in the evening. You've got restaurants hidden away. I'm coming up now to a teppanyaki. So all of these places here are normally open up, temples, restaurants, and there's a teppanyaki place coming on the left-hand side. But look, everything's just really peaceful. Yes, it does get noisier in rush hour. Now I just took a quick little turn to an older street. So an apartment like this wouldn't break someone's budget. Yes, you might not have an elevator and it'll have old building problems, but you are in a good location, central to Taipei. And if that's what you're looking for, coming back from the small little quiet street, there's a temple. I'm just back on the more busier road side of things. Teppanyaki's on the left somewhere, I think. Yeah. But anyway, everything's just really calm, low crime. There's a teppanyaki, it's not open. Teppanyakis are awesome, by the way, where they cook all the food in front of you. Across the road, you can see another pork and chicken rice shop. So there's a pharmacy. So you're not short of food options all around you. You can't get away from it in most of Taipei, majority of Taipei. There's a pet grooming shop. There's some older apartments here. These are mostly for the elderly, but you know, if there was one available, nothing's stopping anyone from renting there as well. Now I'm heading up this street, which will bring me back to the main road where we passed all the toy shop and all the other shops towards the park. But yeah, these streets, I'm not going to go through them all. There's a school, because these streets are replicas of each other. No matter where you are in Taipei, it's the same kind of vibe. It can be peaceful, with the feeling that you're out of a city, but you're right in the city, if that makes sense. And look, there's very little crime. If you watch my videos about is Taiwan and Taipei safe, you will see what I mean. You can find them videos on the playlist, the Taiwan playlist, Discovering Taiwan. Breakfast shop here. So I'm on the opposite side of the park now. And again, on this side, we've got downstairs is a snooker and pool hall. We've got breakfast shops, what normally close around 12 or 1 o'clock. There's Taiwan Bistro, which is a bar. It does some food. We've got more shops. Now, the red path, the red pavement you can see is a cycle path, which you have around Taipei. Now, Taipei is a really cycle-friendly city. You can travel round. There's PX Mart, the supermarket. So you've got everything you need just in this vicinity. Now, yeah, the cycle paths go around all around Taipei. Look, some areas of Taipei are better than others, more convenient, but a lot of the places do have wider paths like this. The more central you are, the further out you go, the more kind of less built up or less developed it is. That's why you start going into New Taipei City. Now, on the right hand side, you see everything's closed, but normally there's some eateries again, or breakfast shops. And I'm just heading back down now. The park's on my left hand side, and I'm going to be heading towards the MRT station. So when I say MRT, it's a metro station. There's the park where I started the video from. There's the apartments there, which I showed you. And again, look, we're on the main road now. That does get busy in evening times and the morning times, the rush hour times. Now, just along here on the inside, you've got a hot pot restaurant, and then there's an all-you-can-eat My Home Steak, so a steak restaurant. There's some places where you can buy duck, where you can buy chicken. It's just full of places to eat. There's pharmacies, there's healthcare centres, there's dentists, everything you need. And I haven't walked that far. It's been like I said, an 8 to 10 minute walk. If I'm walking fast on my own and not filming, it's probably 5 to 6 minute walk. You are away from the MRT, but not too far away. I've had to turn the background sound off here and continue with the voiceover because there's some construction work going on the path, on the pavement. On the right hand side here's a health club, gymnasium, True Yoga Fitness. So it's a chain. It's not as big as World Gym, but it is another option for those interested. If you do want a gymnasium, I talk about different memberships and different gymnasiums on the Taiwan playlist. So look through my playlist. I've got no end of information there for you. So I'm past the park now, and I'm heading towards the MRT exits. Now with Guting MRT is awesome because all the exits are really close to each other. So you're going to see what I mean very soon. So there's True Fitness. Now you've got U-bikes, which are all around the city. You've got bus stops, bus stations. Coming onto the crossroads now. Now this crossroads, there's Poya. Poya is a cosmetics and random object shop. Now on this crossroads, you can see loads of different places like Starbucks. Starbucks is right in front of me now. On the other side, try and zoom in a little bit. You can't really see it, but it's at the bottom. Now down there, if you turn right, you get to Tai Power Building and then Gongguan. If you continue forward from where I am, directly there, you get to university. So it's within walking distance. Across the road, you've got McDonald's. This gets pretty busy, pretty crazy in the morning, evening times, as you can imagine. Nearly getting hit by a scooter there, but it'll be my own fault because I'm just wandering around on my phone. I'm going to take a walk down here. Now down here, you got again plenty of Family Mart, 7-Elevens, eateries, coffee shops, breakfast shops where you can get sandwiches or things for breakfast. Across the road, you got Vietnamese restaurants, you got hot pots. There's just no end of options everywhere. There's 7-Eleven, there's TGI Friday just past Family Mart. Now I'm going to go down here. So if we turn down here, there's also, which is the same for most of the side streets, there's also different restaurants and coffee shops as well. Now, I used to live, here's one of my apartments in Guting from years ago, this red building, just before COVID started, right at the top, above TGI Fridays and above Taiwan Buffet, which I'm going to go to later on the right hand side. On the left hand side is an Italian buffet place. It's okay, you get all you can eat vegetable and pasta and whatnot. There's Taiwan Buffet, my favorite dish in Taiwan. Great cost, loads of different options as well. And a little bit further now, on the left hand side is a Taiwanese local restaurant, really nice one, big round table. You go there with 8-10 people and they bring you out all the dishes. There it is, had a really good meal there before. Guting like restaurant. On the right hand side there's like a lunchbox restaurant where you get set meals. You can pause the video and look at the menu of this Greek one. I think it's Greek. There's another example of just a building. Looks like there's no elevator there. This is a Greek restaurant. Pause the video and you can take a look there at the prices. I haven't been there because I just don't think the price represents what value I'll get. Not saying it's not good, but for me it's just not my cup of tea. So look, you can see all these apartments here in the little side streets and little cul-de-sacs. There's a new coffee shop now coming up on the right hand side as well, and look, it's just a really chilled out vibe. You can see I'm walking around without any hassle at all. To be honest, I'm not hassled. I just have to keep an eye out for people, although it's not very busy at the moment, and the traffic, it's not busy either, but it will be later on. There's another side street. The park is on the left hand side. Now I'm heading up here. I also used to live round here in a newer building, this one on the right hand side, a few years ago as well, not far from the main road. Across there is a Japanese rice restaurant, 24 hours it is open. There's a duck restaurant, which is great. U-bikes here. On the left, if you carry on straight in front, directly in front, all the way down there, you'll get to CKS Memorial. It's walking distance. Same as Taipei Building, which is why Guting is a great location. Across the road, lots of other restaurants as well, 7-Elevens, Family Marts, same old story. You can see the cycle pass, really convenient, pretty safe for the cyclists. You can't say 100% safe. As you can see, the traffic is picking up a little bit. Let's take a walk across here. So yeah, this Sukiya is a Japanese dish restaurant where you get all the Japanese style stuff. I take my son there. I've got it on one of the previous videos in the playlist. I'll have a look at the menu, pause the menu, or pause the video and you can take a look at the menu and look at the prices. You can normally get dishes from anything from 69 NT, which is around £1.60, £1.50, to 160 NT, which is about £3.50, £4, ranging up there. Now, there's Louisa coffee shop. There's a breakfast shop, a sandwich shop in the morning. They're open for fresh sandwiches. Here's TGI Fridays, right outside the MRT exit. Now I'm on the other side now where McDonald's was. There it is, the big yellow arches. Down here is a supermarket called Jason's. It's a little bit more pricier than the PX Mart, but the same stuff. Along here you've got like sushi, takeaway shops. They used to have a Baozi, a big dumpling shop, but it's not there anymore. There's the Starbucks again, so straight ahead you can get to Taipei and then Gongguan. There's a sushi place. And then all the way down here, if you just keep walking, you will eventually get to the university. Off the top of my head, is it NTU? I believe so, because it links towards Gongguan, or normal Taiwan University, yeah. And yet, look, as you've seen, these streets basically look the same. There's food everywhere, there's drink shops everywhere, like that's random juice and tea. There's a tea shop, yeah. And yeah, you find this pretty much around most of central Taipei, and then pretty much outside of Taipei going to New Taipei City with probably less infrastructure. not shanty towns, but not as built up with taller buildings the further out you get. But as you can see, everything's really clean, chilled, relaxed, pleasant. At least it's not raining. It was raining earlier on. Bus stations around. There's another tea shop galore. I briefly talked about the prices of the apartments. Now I'm just on the off street, a side street from the MRT stations, like the main area. So all you need to do if you are looking for something more affordable, not right on the MRT, because obviously the closer you are to the MRT, the more expensive the rent's going to be. But you just need to take a walk, a few minutes down, anything from 5 minutes, if you go 10 minutes, even better, down one of the side streets, and there's no end of side streets, and you end up finding some nice locations. Yes, older buildings, but you're going to get more space and more apartment for the price. Down many of the side streets, you do get cute little eateries, Taiwanese restaurants as well, quirky little shops everywhere. And obviously the further out you are from the main roads, the quieter it is as well, which you probably saw earlier on in the video. So it can be total recommendation for an area which may be a more expensive area. You can bring the price down by going for an older building. Some of them might not have an elevator, so if you don't mind the stairs, even better, it's going to be cheaper. And you can still be quite central in Taipei without paying top price. Now, as you saw, there are newer apartments around as well with elevators, different facilities, or you can go for the older option. But if you do want to see any more videos on Taiwan, Taipei, cost of living, you want to be hitting the playlist right now.